How was your trip to Canada? It's been a while.
Hey, it's been a long time. 6 years.
6 years, really?
I've been away for 6 years. Yeah, so it's like being a newbie again.
I saw on your Twitter that you were planning a little visit with Brett. Did you get to see him?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. We had a very good visit. It's been a long time since I've seen him.
I can imagine. So I guess we'll start with the show tonight. I mean, what can you divulge? What can you say? What are you doing this evening?
I don't know.
When do they tell you these things?
Not yet. I don't know. The main thing is that I'm here, and that the Undertaker is in the house, and that my son Kane is in the house, and that I am back. After 6 years absence.
And healthier than ever, from what I hear.
And things are good. Yes.
Amazing.
And just a big, SmackDown taping tonight. That'll air on Friday, and tickets are still available. And
I want to go back with you because I didn't know this. I just figured, the pallbearer character was, someone's idea. I didn't know you were an actual funeral director as well.
Absolutely. I have a degree in mortuary science.
It was like a match made in heaven or perhaps hell for you to be?
Yeah, it depends on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in the funeral business and wrestling since I was a teenager. And I have a degree in mortuary science, and it was just a coincidence. Right time, right place. That's the way things like that usually happens.
Was it your idea, or was it someone in the company's, the character?
Well, it was really a coincidence because they had brought me in for an interview, and they were looking for a manager for the Undertaker at the time. We're talking about December of 1990.
20 years ago. That's crazy.
Yeah, December of 1990, they brought me up for an interview. And I didn't know that they were looking for a manager for The Undertaker, and they didn't know that I was a real mortician. And it was kind of just meant to be.
What's it like 20 years later? You're pretty much set now, right? Like, you are Paul Bearer.
Yeah, I'm a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I mean, have you wanted to switch something up? Have you thought about maybe being Percy Pringle or something else, or is it now it's Paul Bearer forever?
No, like down south, where I'm from Mobile, Alabama.
Right.
Most people call me Percy. I mean, I'm known as Percy because I was Percy for so many years, and I still do some independent wrestling shows, as Percy, and
right.
It just depends, how old you are. If you ever, most people call me Percy.
Okay. You mentioned Mobile. I'm just wondering, how are things down there with the oil spill? Are things cleaning themselves up?
It's on the surface, yes, but underneath, no.
Right.
I mean, they're finding oil, under the sand, 2 feet deep underneath the sand, and oil on the bottom of the Gulf it's just laying there.
That's horrible.
We were just really blessed that we didn't get a hurricane or anything, in our part of the Gulf this year that would stir it up.
Right.
But it's there. It's there, but you just can't see it as much as you could a few months ago.
Fair enough. Back to wrestling and being a manager, and I was reading a couple of the stories on your website. We think of a wrestling manager goes down the aisle, does all the stuff ringside, but I didn't know there was more to it on the road as well.
Well, it just depends what kind of manager you are. A lot of managers are just managers, trying to think of the words to say it, just on television.
Mm-hmm. Well, exactly.
And some of the old school managers, such as myself, we used to handle, a lot of our guys' travel plans and hotels and get them where they need to be and all that stuff. But that's 20 years ago. Things have certainly changed.
How so?
How they changed? The whole business has changed. I mean, I'm from the old school era, I started in the business back in 1974.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, we didn't have cable television. You didn't have the internet. And we didn't have a lot of things that you have today, and it's just changed the whole face of the business.
I guess that's true. Our interview would be very different than 30 years ago.
You're not kidding. I wouldn't have told you probably 70% of the things I've already told you if we'd have talked 20 years ago.
Right, exactly. And is that a good thing or a bad thing?
A little of both. We go forward. Life moves on. The whole world has changed. Years ago when we were on the road, all we had was a map. Now we have GPSs, cell phones, and just in the 6 years that I've been gone, things have changed so much along those lines. 6 years ago, when I was on the road, I never had a GPS.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started here, the only technical thing we had was a pager, and if you got paid, you had to find a payphone to make the call.
Yeah.
So things have changed. A lot of people don't think of the little things like that.
I want to. We do a couple of games on the show. I want to play both of them with you if you're cool with that. One of them is just giving you a couple of names here and just getting a few thoughts.
Okay.
We'll start with Bret Hart because you saw him yesterday.
I love Bret to death. I got to spend some time with him yesterday in Calgary, and the first time that we were close for a lot of years, on the road early on. And I haven't seen Bret in a long, long time. And it was just like a family reunion for me.
Nice.
And it was just something really special. It really was. It was good seeing him. He's doing really well.
Rick Rude.
Rick Rude was a fantastic individual, a great athlete, a great person in and out of the ring. And I first started with him in 1985 in Florida. And as a matter of fact, he is the one that's responsible for getting me into the then WWF.
Is it hard for you to say WWE? It's hard for me to say it sometimes.
Yeah, I'm old school.
Yeah.
I still fall. I still trip and say WWF sometimes.
Yeah.
But it was WWF in those days, and Rick was here then, and he was kind of responsible to get me my first interview here.
Crazy. Stone Cold, I heard you go back with him as well.
Yeah. He went to. I was with the Von Erichs in Dallas from 1985 to like 1990 until I started up here. And Steve went to a wrestling school there at the Sportatorium in Dallas, and I was helping teach interviews and stuff like that. And he was one of the students in our class, and I ended up being his manager.
Really?
Yeah, I managed him for a while, and a lot of guys. I have a history with a lot of guys. I did the Ultimate Warrior, as a matter of fact. I managed him in Dallas years ago. And
was he that character then too, or was that something WWF started?
He was called the Dingo Warrior then.
Oh, okay.
And then I managed The Undertaker in his very first match in the business at the Sportatorium in Dallas. Of course, he wasn't The Undertaker in those days.
Right.
This was 1987. So I go back to 1987 with The Undertaker. I'm old. I've been around a long time, man. I got underwear older than you.
I hope not. That's kind of gross.
We wash them regularly.
Yeah, fair enough. Mick Foley.
That's another one from the world class days. He started in Dallas when I was there, and as Cactus Jack, and it's just there's just so many guys that would go back with through the years.
All right. Yeah. The other thing is something called 5 questions, 5 quick questions, quick answers.
Okay.
Undertaker versus Undertaker, smart or stupid?
I don't know. That was a long time ago. Well, I guess at the time it was smart. Hindsight's 20/20, But at the time, it was good. I thought it was good.
Cool. Lennon or McCartney?
I'm a country fan. Give me some George Jones and Merle Haggard and Conway Twitty. And
all right. How about this?
Tammy Wynette.
How about this? Hank Williams or Johnny Cash?
Dusty Rhodes. Hank Williams or Johnny Cash? Gosh, I love both of them. Jamie Johnson.
Jamie Johnson. All right. Scariest moment in the wrestling business?
Scariest moments in the wrestling business? When I saw Goldust without his makeup on.
Proudest moment in the wrestling business?
Proudest moments in the wrestling business? When I wore his wig and robe.
And one word, Paul Bearer.
Me.